will kill my brother if he betrays the freedom of the French people.
Okay, that is such a dramatic line. But did it actually happen? Let's see. Hello, I'm Dr. Estelle Paronc. I'm a historian, broadcaster, and an academic. And I love historical fiction. But what I love more is the true history behind the fiction. In this scene in Napoleon movie, they discuss one of the most important moments in French history. It's obviously when Napoleon does a coup d'etat and takes power for himself. In this scene, it is so dramatic, and what's so interesting is that somehow it kind of followed what happened. So first we're going to review that scene together, and I'm going to give you the real history behind it, and we'll discuss if Napoleon himself would have approved.
This is becoming increasingly clear that your brother, Napoleon Bonaparte, with his show of military might, is acting as an outlaw.
All right, so here we are in, I believe, 19 Brumaire. And the coup d'etat of Napoleon is known in the history, in the French history, as 18 Brumaire, but it actually happened the second day. Here it's the council. And there are lots of problems. The first problem is that Napoleon was defeated in Egypt, but not just that, he fled. So there's this kind of, when they say he's acting as an outlaw, that is all historically true. What's very interesting is that he managed the PR, if I may say, quite well at the time, and he came back actually as a hero, despite being defeated in Egypt. And it's mostly because how his men are loyal to him and the type of man himself he was. He was a very strong military man. He was a military genius. Whether you like him or not, I'm not a huge fan, but you have, to give it what he deserved to get. He was very good when it came to war. Otherwise, he would not have conquered as many countries as he did. But I think what's very interesting with Napoleon here is that scene shows him very vulnerable. Because it's not going to go well for him. On the 18th Brumaire in history, what happened is that his brother, Lucien Bonaparte, that we just saw, is the president of the council. And he's going to kind of make them believe that there's going to be a Jacobin rebellion. So they kind of create lots of doubt and confusion in their mind. What they want is to create chaos, to make Napoleon appear as the one who restore order, who restore peace, who restore freedom for France. It's not going to go as planned, and though some of the members of the council are going to resign and support him, it's not going to go as planned at all. And on the next day, on the 19th of Brumaire, he's confronted to people who see through him in many ways. And maybe they saw through the ploy. So let's keep watching and see what's going to happen and what we have in the archives.
This is a ridiculous and poorly executed takeover. A power-hungry upstart.
Okay, so they talk about the takeover. It's very clear here that they understand that Napoleon is doing a coup d'etat. And they call him a power-hungry. Now, what I find interesting is that obviously, yes, he was power-hungry. But I do not believe that it was just for himself. I really believe that with all the chaos, when in 1799, with all the chaos that France went through, with the revolution, with the end of the monarchy, with the regime and the reign of terror, it is all over the place. And I really believe that Napoleon believed in order, stability, and that he was the man who could achieve it. He even said it before, that he believed that that France needed like a military government. Here he storms in, and that is quite historically accurate.
Enough! If there is any question of what is happening here, I will answer
you have actually a line when he said you violated the constitution. So here, when he wrote, I don't know if they thought right away, but there were lots of fights and violence at that time, and that happened. But here, what's so crazy is that they talked to him at first. They told him that he violated the constitution. That in the source we have Napoleon replying, the constitution, you yourselves have destroyed it. You violated it on 18th Fructidor. You violated it on 22nd Floreal. You violated it on the 30th Prairial. It no longer has the respect of anyone. So here the fact that the constitution is mentioned in that scene is quite good. Because constitution is about the stability for France. It's about the power of France. And the fact that, he's saying that the consul did it first, so it is okay if he does it too, shows you also the political dynamic here between Napoleon and his views and the consul. Okay, so apart from just now, when he fell down the stairs, he was kind of assaulted. And in the sources, we have a record that said he almost fainted. So that's quite historically accurate. Now, there are some things that are quite ridiculous in that scene, and I'm going to get to it. He left his brother behind. I'm sorry, I'm just like, what was he thinking? Lucien, you're here, come back. I remember now I have a brother.
Why? We are being terrorized by deputies armed with daggers. And these madmen have outlawed themselves for their attempt on the liberty of this country. They're trying to kill me. They're trying to kill him.
Okay, that is such a great scene. So yes, Napoleon had his men with him, the grenadiers. And in the history, we know that actually it happened that way. It was not Napoleon who called for his grenadier to defend him, but Lucien did. What's so funny is that in this scene, we see that Lucien is very much in charge. And was it completely historically accurate?
I will kill my brother if he betrays the freedom of the French people.
Okay, so yes, it is historically accurate that Lucien was in charge here. You have to remember that Napoleon had just been beaten up. In the sources, we almost said that he almost fainted, so he was probably not in a good shape to ask for his grenadiers, his soldiers, to defend him. So Lucien did it for him. Now this scene is also historically accurate. We have in the sources Lucien saying and claiming that he would kill his brother if he was a traitor to France. So kind of close. What I don't like though in that scene is the way where he's like kind of winging it, like blagging it. Maybe it's a good idea. I don't know. Maybe, let's see. And here we have what happened, the coup d'etat, where Napoleon and his men, mostly his men, are taking power. Look at this. They don't seem very frightened, They're like, woo, I'm moving out of the way. And here we have again Lucien, the one pushing, the one behind this kind of power, this coup d'etat. And in a way, it's well done here. It kind of weakens Napoleon, but let's not forget that in the sources, He almost fainted, so he was probably not at his best shape. So all of this is kind of historically accurate.
Stand aside.
He's won. What I like here as well is like when he says stand aside, and you see the loyalty of these grenadiers, of these men to Napoleon. It's quite incredible, and is also quite historically accurate. So for a movie that got so many things wrong when it comes to Napoleon Bonaparte, I want to say that they got the 19th Brumaire quite well. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this scene and what you thought about the movie itself, because there are so many things that we can say, and I made a video and I reviewed the movie, so if you want to go watch it as well, please do. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!